Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Me trying out my device that I use that I can take videos out on the road. I don't know how well this is working or how well you can hear me, but it's even got different cameras and stuff, so I'm going to try swapping, and then, well, not on the fly. I'm going to stop and then do a panorama. Yay! There's birds and stuff, and this is right down on the water. Park and ride, and then that is the hill that I have to come down and go back up to leave and go back to the veterans place. So, I mean, we are right on the water of the Puget Sound, which, if you remember, Washington State is cut into, you know, 1/3 of it is almost completely cut off and split outward as a peninsula. And this is right on the inside of the peninsula with the Puget Sound. So, there's birds and there's slime and all sorts of stuff, and I'm going to continue taking pictures and talking about this and then splicing it all together when I can. So it's going to be a horrific, nightmarish mess, just like my life. This is a little panorama of an area that you kind of just saw, but this is part of the park and drive and more. It's a nice little thing where it's got a roof and benches and stuff like that, and they called, if you take a look at here, I didn't know about this, Mosquito Fleet. Apparently, like 100 and some odd years ago, they didn't have just one ferry. It was anybody who wanted to make a ferry could ferry, and so you had just everybody in the world transporting mail and goods and people. And I'm sorry about the shakiness. I'm holding this with one hand as I walk down this way. But there was just struggles and fights, and those were the Mosquito Fleet. In fact, they even talk about it here. Yeah, it was all sorts of info, so if you want to pause and read that, you can. Then we're going to walk out here. I don't know how much space I'm using and how much I have left. I need to get an SD card so I can record longer things. There's only like 32 gigabytes of RAM and storage space, and it's like being used up quickly. Now this is quote-unquote low tide with like beach. You can see all this. When it gets up to high tide, it's all the way up to the greenery stuff up there. But I just wanted to make you live through the shaky cam while I walk out here so that you can see all the stuff. I don't know if you'll be able to tell from this video, but there are a lot of jellies in the water. The water looks pretty nasty right now, so I don't know that you can see any jellies, though I do see a jelly. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to use both hands here because I'm like over the water and I don't want to lose this, but I don't know if you can see the jelly down there in it. So yay. But do remember, jellyfish aren't jellyfish. The real name is just jelly. Just like a starfish is not a starfish, it is a star. It's like the word seagull. In real terms, there is no such thing as a seagull. It is just a gull that lives by the sea. And so people call it a seagull. But I think this is the footbridge or something. We'll get up here to the sign and then we'll do another panorama. Hey. Oh, here we are. This is just the Annapolis dock float. No public access. But you can walk out here to see it. The footbridge is in a different place, because when you get out here, no public access. This gate will remain locked where Annapolis Ferry is not in service. But here we go. The panorama from the walking pier. Son of a gun. Now on to the next spot of interest. Well, that was odd. One of the first things I need to do is get a wrist strap so that I don't just drop and destroy this. That's an abandoned building. It's out over the water on piers. I mean, not abandoned, but condemned or some such. And there's no shoulder here. If you walk along this way, you will die. Well, I don't know if you'll die, but there's no shoulder. So it's like road, 6 inches, and then not road. So right there is a path, Tracy Avenue up there. I'm going to follow that. It's going to go through a residential area. I'm not going to record that because residential people do not deserve people going through and taking pictures of their houses. But if you see over there, there are orange things way down there that you can use to cross the streets or crosswalks. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to continue walking up that neighborhood, and then I'm going to start recording again. Yay, this is very disjointed and stitched together. The only reason I'm making an exception for the don't film in just primarily residential areas is I came along the street along the water, turned up on Tracy, and then Tracy became Lawrence, and then Lawrence became Perry, and now there's Guy Wetzel. Guy Wetzel is this very, very steep hill there. Now, this road does continue up to the end, but as you can see, there's a dead end thing. It's closed to driving. I don't know what's up Mitchell aside from a school. I've been up to the school part, just wandering. But I just thought I'd show you. From now on, it's going to be a mixture of the abandoned and horrible and the beautiful and wonderful. So I will see you in more video. We're gonna stitch this all together and it's gonna be absolutely confusing. Hopefully you can see it. I'll have to zoom in on post. But over there is the world famous Asian foot massage. Clarity and tensing is important. Sidewalk will be closed 7/12 through 11/24/2023. Will be closed. Not is closed during this time, but will be. It's not yet, but it will be. Tense is important. And during business hours, well, like during the week, this place is just jumping. I mean, it's got a cafe and a catering service and a bakery and a fish store and fitness, mental health, more fitness. There's a church, and then there's Top Smoke. This place is hopping. It's pretty exciting. Actually, I do want to stop at Mina's Cafe and eat there one day. So who knows? Who knows? Thank you very much for putting up with my horrible editing. Now, this is an interesting rusty bridge. It starts along this scenic path that runs along the water. And this is, you see how the water comes in like that? That's all salt water that runs up that way, high and low tide. I don't know how far it goes. That's actually kind of fascinating. It's like the Mississippi River right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but it sounds like there's sea lions and seals and stuff out there. Water is at low tide. During high tide, of course, none of this is visible. There's birds, and that's the shipyard, that's Bremerton. We're on the Port Orchard side. So, it's nice here. I'm going along the path. So, I'll continue showing you cool and interesting things, or at least I think they are, in this awful, horrible style of quick editing. Historical trail. Water. Child's playground. Looks like a farmer's market. Yes, this is a busy intersection. And that's a Lego store.